Right now, I think we have completed the reading of the case study information given. So, we will then we will look at about the SWOT analysis. I have already developed the SWOT analysis. We will go through the SWOT analysis developed. I am not going to discuss the theory relevant to the SWOT. You remember what is SWOT analysis? Your topic number chapter number 5, SWOT analysis. So, you learn what is SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, threat. Strength and weakness are internal factors, opportunity and threat are external factors. So, I am not going to discuss the theory part, right. Look at the SWOT here. So, what are the strengths we can identify? First strength I have identified is Manil has a very good reputation in the education sector and is well respected by his peers and colleagues. So, very good reputation in the education sector and is well respected by his peers and colleagues. It is a strength, no? He can use his brand name to develop the business. Then strength, another one, relatively stable academic staff workforce. Academic staff was retaining with the organization now. Therefore, I identify it as a strength. Number 3, opportunity for academic staff also receive scholarship to pursue a master's or doctoral program at foreign faculties. Now, look at that one. Opportunity for academic staff also receive scholarship to pursue a master's or doctoral program at foreign faculties. That's a strength actually, because people are happy, no? They stay with the organization. Then CB is well known for its research, it's a strength. Investment in research activities. Board of directors is comprised with well educated persons. So, we look at the profile of them, they are highly educated, therefore, identify it as a strength. Then strong students base, so strength currently has a students base of approximately 9,000 students. Then weaknesses. What are the weaknesses? You can add more than that, right. So, these are things that I have identified as strength. You may find more point than that. What are the weaknesses? High turnover among the finance and IT staff in the last few years. Right. That was given, no? Even though academic staff retained, that was identified as a strength, a relatively stable academic staff workforce, but there is a high labour turnover related with finance and IT staff. Then there are some internal control weaknesses. Internal control weaknesses. Example, some fraud have taken place. So, internal control weaknesses. Then 3, there is no formal annual performance management system linked with KPIs. Is something wrong with the performance management system? So, weakness. Then a lack of written policies in the college in general, which led to non-standardization of many processes. Lack of written policies in the college in general, which led to non-standardization of many processes. They do not have proper written policies. As a result of that, what has happened, there are no standardization in the processes. The next one, introduction of certain program without a stringent evaluation and approval process by an experienced academic panel. So, that is a weakness. We have not evaluated properly and introduced the program. Then weak budgetary process and weak strategic allocation of resources. Weak budgetary process and weak strategic allocation of resources. We do not have strong budgetary process and weak strategic allocation of resources. Then ill prepared for COVID-19 in terms of not being able to deliver its program using digital tool. So, it is a weakness. They have not faced, they were unable to face the this COVID-19. One of the contributing factor was internally they did not have the required infrastructure. The number 8, experiencing issues with regard to generating report required for management decision making. Again some problem, internal system weaknesses. The directors lack independent expertise, weakness. Lack of strategic initiative to address increased competition and aggressive price wars. Lack of strategic initiative to address increased competition and aggressive price wars. Then no proper academic quality control measures. Then lack of standardized operating procedures. Lack of an online educational platform, they do not have an educational platform. Poor involvement of employee in the rebranding proposal put forward by Jagat, it is a weakness. Then features of ERP system have not been fully utilized, weakness. Not having a proper fixed register and also concern regarding the issues with the impairment of debtors, weakness. So, what are the threats? A lack of work-life balance, so that has been given in the case in certain areas, especially support areas. So, what can happen due to this? People may not be happy and they may leave the organization. This may increase labor turnover in the future. Then threat, now if you do not have the cash flow, there will be issue. The issue is actually you have to pay a loan payment from April 2021. If you do not have cash flows, you will not be able to pay that. Then construction of the new building was delayed due to COVID-19 is a threat, because we are unable to increase our student capacity. So, revenue will also not be able to generate from that. Then how to deal with excess staff members when moving to a digital platform. So, that may reduce the number of employees required, that was given in the case. So, what is the strategy with dealing with them? It is a threat. Serious vulnerabilities related to cyber security and business continuity planning, again threat. Our system can be hacked. Number 6, lack of finance and risk management experience at board level and lack of independent deliberations on key decisions. Lack of finance and risk management experience at board level and lack of independent deliberation on key decisions. Then non-adherence to certain partner university regulation and contract is a threat. They may stop dealing with us. Possible non-renewal or termination of affiliation with partner universities, that can happen, is a threat. You complain to the regulations, regulatory authorities that the standard of CBE have dropped. If you complain to the regulatory authorities that the standard of CBE have dropped, what can happen from that? right. What can happen is, so regulatory authority may take actions against that, against us, so that is a threat. Then number 10, investigations conducted related to the breach of terms of MOU by the partner universities at the moment. They are going to conduct investigations against us, threat. Complaint received by the University Grant Commission about the academic appeal and misconduct at the college. So, they may take actions against us, it is a threat. A lack of interest to learn the new system features by employee, threat. Tax assessment by Inland Revenue Department is a threat, they may take legal action even against us. Barriers to conduct physical classes due to COVID-19 pandemic is a threat for our survival. Then there is no authoritative regulatory measure or monitor whether educational institute really comply with the quality assurance system introduced by UGC. There is no authoritative regulatory measure or monitor whether educational institute really comply with the quality assurance system introduced by UGC. That is a threat. So, what are the opportunities? Opportunity to sell majority stake to a foreign university based in China, which is now a leading private undergraduate and postgraduate educational institute. They are interested, no? So, they have mentioned that point that there is an institute interested to acquire this organization. So, it is a opportunity to expand the business, right. Opportunity to expand in the business activity by listing the company on the Dirisabi board in the future, that is another opportunity you are having. The students' capacity of the college could be increased by 100% when the new building construction is completed. So, we are having the opportunity to expand our capacity with this new building. Invest in an integrated digital learning platform. At the moment, we do not have digital learning platform. What we can do is we can invest in the digital learning platform. Then opportunity to implementing e-learning, blended learning and distance learning method. Again opportunity. Opportunity to attract prospective students, especially from countries such as the Maldives, Myanmar, Pakistan, Bhutan, India, Nepal and China. Opportunity. Then availability of sufficient expertise locally. So, opportunity. Then higher education sector has recently exhibited progressive growth with delay in policy planning and improvement now been taken care of. Again, it is a opportunity for us. So, I have identified 8 opportunities, 15 threat, 16 weaknesses, 6 strength, right. So, this document will be uploaded by CA Sri Lanka, therefore, nothing to worry. Then 5 forces, can we conduct a 5 forces analysis based on the information given? So, normally what are the forces, we are going to look at about the 5 forces. Just want to show it to you. We discussed that on the environment analysis, no? Yes, environment analysis. What is 5 forces? How many forces we have identified? 5 forces, no? Threat of new entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, right? Bargaining power of suppliers, then bargaining power of customers, substitutes, industry, competitors. Right, we'll check whether we can develop this one. So many things came now. I will just signify here threat of new entrants. Threat of substitutes, bargaining power of customers, bargaining power of suppliers, industry competitors or rivalry among existing players, right. We have to find information relevant to these 5 forces: threat of new entrants, threat of substitutes, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of customers, then rivalry among existing players. So, do we have any information regarding threat of new entrants? But think about the investment you want to make here. Look at about the theory part actually. Threat of new entrants, competition in the market is strong and probability is low when barriers to entry to the market are low. A new competitor could enter the market easily if probability in the industry were to rise. So, barriers to entry, it depends on the barriers to entry, no? So, what do you think about this industry? Do we want to invest heavily? Initial investment? Can we start a business school with a limited capital? No, we need to invest some money, no? Let us say capital investment, high capital investment require. Anything else we can identify? Threat of new entrants, high capital. Then you should have good relations, no? Relations with foreign universities. Without that relationship, you can't introduce courses, no? Because with foreign universities, then normally strict quality control, strict quality control programs adopted by affiliated parties. Then UGC control. So, there are some barriers to entry actually. If you look at about threat of new entrants, therefore, I will say so threat of new entrants is relatively low. Threat of new industry, threat of new entrance is, let's say, medium, not low, medium. Is judgmental, na? So I am just making that conclusions. Then set of substitutes. What are the substitutes for these things? Right, we will look at our theory part in there. Threat of substitutes. Company in the market is strong and probability low when there are readily available substitute for the products. Do we have readily available substitutes for the product? We will check that point. This is the point we want to look at. Do we have these things? Look at about the informations given. At the beginning it was mentioned that this technical college and other things. Here see, a state text, state sector 15 universities, look at the numbers. This government sector one is a substitute for the students. Because we are private institute and especially students not select to the university, then they think about the private, they will think about the private educational institutes. 15 universities, you can say high. Universities provide 31,000 new entrance facilities. Then there are some 38 technical university colleges that provide over placement. මේ ඔක්කොම ගිහිල්ලා තමයි අන්තිමේදී ඉතුරුනොත් තමයි මේ private universities වලට එන්නේ නේද? Right. So you can say threat of substitutes. What is the conclusion we are going to make? We will say this is high. Threat of substitute is high. Then what about the bargaining power of suppliers? Theory part. When major supplier have strong influence of the industry supply chain and dictate term of when what about the influence power of the major suppliers? We will check influence power of main suppliers. So, who are the suppliers here actually? Example for the suppliers? For example, academic lecturers, or we will say lecturers or academic persons, academic resource persons, What do you think in the industry? Do they have opportunities? Yes, they have many opportunities. They have many opportunities, and therefore they may demand higher packages to retain with the CBS. CBE, no, sorry, CBE. Then one can argue that that foreign affiliated party is also some sort of a supplier. Yes, in some way they also connect with us. No, they help us, right? Foreign affiliated parties. Foreign affiliated parties. So, what do you think about them? So, they are strong in bargaining, right. I took two parties actually, resource persons, then foreign affiliated parties. What is the conclusion we are going to make? I will say it is high. For example, they may ask us to adhere to many laws, these foreign affiliated parties, for example. Right. Whatever bargain power of customers, look at about that also. Bargain power of customers. What do you think about customers? So, we will look at theory part a little bit. So, can they influence here? Yes, because students have so many options now, there are so many institutes, right. So, students have many opportunities to follow courses in different organizations. Students have many opportunities to follow courses in different organizations. Therefore, their bargaining power is high. Even they can go to foreign countries, no, their bargaining power is high. So, what about the rivalry among existing players? That means final one industry competitors. So, what do you think? There are a few players, no? There are a few established players in the market. I will say is moderate, therefore, or medium, therefore rivalry among existing players is moderate. Right. So, what is the conclusion you are going to make? Final conclusions. Threat of subsidy is high, bargaining power of supply is high, bargaining power of customers is high. 3 unfavorable factors. Rivalry among existing players moderate. Then threat on new entrants medium. We will say moderate here also. Moderate. So, what the conclusion you are going to make? I will say industry is moderately attractive, not a highly attractive. Moderately attractive. Industry is moderately attractive. So, that the conclusion I made, right. So, 3 highly unfavorable factors and 2 moderate factors. Based on that, I say that Indus is moderately attractive, right. I have done this 5 process analysis. Then can look at about pestle analysis also. You look at about that also. Person is political forces, political environment, so what do you think about the political environment in Sri Lanka? So, what are the factors we have to look at? What about our stability? I think now we can't say Sri Lanka is a strong stable country, we can't say like that. What do you think? Sri Lanka is moderately stable. So, you know, lot of issues are there, especially with this human right problem. This in world context, there is allegation against Sri Lanka regarding human right violations. So, UN may try to take actions against Sri Lanka. So, I will say Sri Lanka is moderately stable country. Moderately political stable country, right. What about government support for this industry? I think there is a ongoing support. No, for example, they have stated that now now they have sort out some of the problems earlier had regarding these regulations that was stable. So, government is planning to expand this industry. So, government is supporting to expand this industry. See, I hope that government is giving some incentives like tax incentives, then next one is economical environment. What about the interest rate? I will take some example to check about the economic environment. So, one is interest rate, then another one is exchange rate, inflation rate, these are some of the example we can think. What are the interest rate these days? Now see, the pre-scene also they have mentioned that they were able to obtain a loan at 8% concession interest rate, but I think at the moment you can get a loan lower than that. So, it is an opportunity actually. So, lower interest rate available in the country, available is opportunity, and they can expand business. So, this may help to expand the business. No, this may help to expand the business. Expand the business. Then exchange rate, what do you think? Is rupee appreciated? Rupee is depreciated. Rupee value, no, rupee value is depreciated against major currencies, major foreign currencies. Rupee value is depreciated against major currencies. What do you think? And is it a opportunity? No. Why? So, there are some courses we offer affiliated with foreign universities, then students have to pay in foreign currencies. So, their cost will be increased. So, therefore, this is a threat. This is a threat. This is a threat. What do you think about the inflation rate these days, high or low? What is the inflation rate in May month? I do not know, people say very difficult to live, cost of living is very high, right. So, what statistics say, we will look at about what statistics say. Give me 1 second to check that one. As for central bank data, what is the amount? Headline inflation 6.1, core inflation 4.2. Right. Annual average inflation 5.4. So, annual average inflation 5.4%. So, what do you think? Is is favorable situations. Oh, is it unfavorable situations? No, prices will go up, no. So, this is not a favorable situation, this is a threat, not a favorable situations. Can say this is a threat. Right. Then the next one, social and cultural environment. Social and cultural environment. So, what do you think? What about the opinion on this private educations now? Has that changed attitude toward private educations is favorable? Is favorable now? People looking about those things, favorable. What about this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic? COVID-19 pandemic situations. Is it favorable? No. It is a threat for the whole world, for their survival. No. Attitude toward private education is favorable. Is COVID-19 pandemic situations, in fact the social and cultural environment is a threat for business continuity and expansions. And expansions. Then the next one is technological environment. Technological environment. So, what we can do, there are a lot of opportunities available in this area. Actually, on the opportunities we have identified some point. Yes, this one, e-learning, this one, e-learning is one area you can focus. Then digital educations, digital learning platform, for example. Digital learning platform, we don't have that one. we can invest on there. Ecological environment. Ecological environment, we can identify under ecological environment. Anything we can take here? Ecological environment. What do you think? Use of printed material may be concern, so therefore what they can do actually, therefore they can think about digital material, so they can think to provide digital material. So for example, organization like in IBM, they have used green campus, they have established green campus, so they can establish new building, they can ensure new building is environment friendly, constructed is environment friendly. They can ensure new building construction is environment friendly. For example, green building. Green building. Right. So what is the final one? Legal environment. Legal environment. So what are the things we can consider under here? There are a few concerns actually which may be applicable. For example, Workman Compensation Act will be applied if they decide to terminate job of some employee under this voluntary retirement scheme. Compensation Act, you have to do the termination of employee should be done accordingly. Termination of employees should be adhere to this. Then anything else? Other normal rules like Chopin Office Ordinance, then EPF, ETF, then tax laws such as company tax, such as VAT, NBT, and company tax, company income tax, tax laws. Anything else? UGC regulations will be applied to them. UGC regulations. UGC regulations. Right. So, with that we have completed this pest analysis relevant to the given case data. Then any other model we can apply here. We will see whether we can apply diamond theory. In more dialogue diamond theory first. Diamond theory. Now, what are the things here? Look at factor conditions. Right. There are 4 factor condition, demand conditions, firm strategy, structure rivalry, related and supporting industries. So, first of all, look at about the factor conditions. Factor conditions, right. What are the things we are look at about whether we have human resources, the one thing. What do you think? Yes. So, that was mentioned, no. So, in Sri Lanka actually we have highly qualified people. Sri Lanka there are highly educated people. Persons. So, therefore, enough. So, enough academic people can be found. Enough suitable people can be found. Suitable person can be found. Anything else we can identify? Physical resources, what do you think? There was something which was mentioned in the article that Sri Lanka is a beautiful country and having the required environment. We will see that point. See this one, Sri Lanka is really beautiful and neutral destination, ideally positioned with its strategic geographical location on the world map. The local culture is very distinctive and interesting with the tropical culture that is loved by all visitors. The country is blessed immensely with varied resources available. All of this and more make Sri Lanka the ideal choice among prospective students for higher educations. Right. So, this point can be identified. Reliable neutral destinations with tropical culture. Right. That is loved by all visitors. The country is blessed immensely with various resources readily available. Right. So, I have taken that point here, factor conditions. Any other thing we can look at under this? Knowledge. Yes, we have the required knowledge. Only thing is the capital infrastructure, it should be developed. Knowledge is available. Knowledge is available. Infrastructure, what do you think? Infrastructure should be further developed. Should be further developed. Should be further developed. Then what about the next one? Demand conditions. The home market. Demand conditions. Home market. So, what do you think about that? What about the country demand? What about Sri Lankan? Are we going to set high standard? Still not, no. This is a disadvantage actually. What about the anticipated buyer need? If consumer need are expressed in the home market earlier, then no, that is also not there, no. These are some of the disadvantage part actually. We may not have the required point. What is the answer on this one? Not demanding high standard, no. So, what government can do is they can set standard, no. Not even high, government can establish some standard. Some standard to improve quality level, improve quality of educations, right. Then anything else we can look at? No, what whatever this point. Demand is anticipation of buyer needs, anticipations of anticipation of buyer needs, anticipation buyer needs, home market, normally what about Sri Lanka market show later demand, in world market. So this may not create an advantage, no. Therefore this may not create an advantage. Right. If demand is coming before the world market, then local players can prepare to cater for that one. No? But here demand is coming after world demand. It's a disadvantage. Related and supporting industries. Supporting industries. Leading and supporting industries. Compared to success in one industry, linked to success in industry, what do you think? Now here one thing is they can obtain service of foreign affiliated universities, and they can obtain service of foreign affiliated universities. It's a support industry. Right. Any other thing we can look at? Anything else? We'll take that point only now. Related and supporting industries. Firm strategy and structure and rivalry. Firm strategy, structure and rivalry. What are the strategy here actually? So what will be the ideal strategy? I think so high quality academic experience for the students may be the best academic experience to the students is the best. What do you think about Sri Lanka? Can they in Sri Lanka, I think they can get that one. In Sri Lanka, students are able to get high quality experience in educations. Whatever the rivalry, competition is low, no? Still there is no high competition. Competition in the industry is relatively low. Right. So that is diamond theory analysis. For the conclusions, I will say Sri Lanka is having relatively I will say moderate advantage in providing educations, what I can say, universities neither, in educational institute, in say providing educational related products such as universities, cities in the world market. Right, I will say moderate advantage, not a big advantage, because this some of them are good, right, but it's a factor condition okay, demand condition is not much favorable. Radiant support industry is also moderate, firm study and structure and rivalry also moderate. That is why I make these conclusions. Moderate advantage providing education related products such as university in the world market. Then what do you think about leadership's approach here? Have you got the case information given? At the beginning some information are given about the owner. He is an experienced education entrepreneur. Experience education entrepreneur and teaching career in right. Any other more information about his leadership actually? Do you have any information to identify his leadership based on the information given? Good visionary leader, no? To some extent I will say he is a good visionary leader. He is a good visionary leader because he has established a university early, he has established an university to grab opportunities, university earlier to grab opportunities in the industry. Anything else? Then the company So, company has grown in the past, profitability has been increase. So, those are some plus point that those are related with this leadership style, but you need more information to make some conclusions, right. So, more information is required actually to come to conclusions. So, we do not have, we expected, right, I will say expecting more information in unseen to come to a conclusion, expecting more information in unseen to decide his leadership style. All right, HR and other issues. So, can you give some recommendation on these things? Recommendations we can give. We may develop a table actually. See issue, then recommendations. Issue, already we have identified the issues now. Now, here we will try to give some recommendations on those issues. First one is high turnover among the finance and IT staff. So, what will be the solutions on this? Recommendations, proper compensation system, and other motivational program. So, we can recommend that one. They can introduce good compensation system and other motivational program. Then discipline problem is there, issue. Introduce maybe certain things actually. One solution may be introduce discipline code, then take strict action for discipline breaches. Anything else? Introduction of code of ethics, introduction of corporate ethics code. These are some of the recommendation you can provide. Then what do you think about a lack of work life balance or common grievance among staff in the support functions? So, what is the solution on this one? If one solution may be provide awareness to the employees, provide awareness to employee about the importance of work life balance. Then if number of employees not sufficient, recruit employees that may be ideal solutions. Then introduction of some mentoring, of coaching and mentoring program. Anything else? Introduction of yoga program. Meditations and other meditations and yoga program. Now, these are some of the suggestions, right? Then issue number 4, no equal job opportunities for female. Provide the equal job opportunities, no? Provide equal job opportunities for both male and female. For both male and female candidates. That may be solutions. There is no proper performance management system, so we will tell them to introduce system on that. Introductions of performance based incentive, performance based, or we will say KPI based performance management system. Induction of KPI based performance management system. Then induction of performance based incentive system also. Number 6 issue. Induction of home base inside the system. Lack of written policies, we can ask them to come up with more written policies, say development of SOPs, say development of organization wide policies, organizations wide policies, and standard operating procedures, SOPs. Then there is no proper quality management program. We will say introduction of quality management program. That is very simple. Then next one is number 9. There is no proper succession planning. Introductions of we will say talent management and succession planning. Talent management and succession planning. Then there is no proper knowledge sharing. There is no proper knowledge sharing. Or we can write so encourage knowledge sharing within the organizations, within the CBE. Then anything else, knowledge management system, you can implement knowledge management system within the organization. That is another solution. Right. product life cycle BCG metric, we'll see whether we have this information to deal with product life cycle and BCG metrics. So, what do you think about the information given regarding courses? They have given some information about courses. Let's look at about that one. Here, the main product service offered by CBS are given below. What are the product? Undergraduate education, postgraduate education, professional executive education, short courses. At the same time, they have given the percentage earning from them also, but we need more information to do to carry out product life cycle and the BCG metrics. SL. So, we can expect some information from unseen, otherwise we can't do these two. Product life cycle, we should have more informations actually regarding this. So, product life cycle, then we should have been given more information about their revenue, about competitions, those things. We do not have those things. Therefore, we can't carry out product life cycle and BCG metrics under here, but what you can say, expecting more information in unseen to decide this. So, that the conclusion we can make. Decide this. Right. What about the ends of product market expansion grid? So, if we go to the theory part, so you know that there are 4 strategies. What are the 4 strategies? Market penetration, product market development, then the diversification. No, right. So, market penetration, market development, product development, diversifications. Shall we check whether we can apply this one? Market penetration one, we'll check this market penetration strategy. Yeah, we try to expand our business within the existing marketplace. The first strategy I am going to look at market penetrations. This is one thing they can do now, right? Maintain or increase its share of current market with current product. These things they can be used to do this. They may have been doing this one for some time now. Right. This one strategy they can apply. Anything else they can apply? Increase usage by existing customer, what do you think? I think this can be done by themselves. Why? They have some short courses now. For example, right, they can sell some of the short courses for students. Or students who come for the short courses can be given the opportunity to follow other courses, right? Maybe some discount scheme. So they can apply this strategy, market penetration strategy, increase usage by existing customers. This is a possible strategy. If you remember, actually, yes, you see this one, short courses. People who come undergraduate education, for example, can be offer some short courses like English development, English educations, or IT courses like that. Then what is the next strategy we can look at about? The market development, person market development strategy. Can they apply this strategy? Yes. What are the ways of applying this one? We'll look at about that one. New geographical areas and export market. Yes. This one option for them. So this can be done in many ways actually. For example, they can establish a few new branches, establishment of new branches. Anything else? Now they can introduce digital product now. So they can introduce digital product, then through that they can eliminate the geographical barriers. They can introduce digital educational product, and eliminate digital barriers, physical barriers, eliminate physical barriers, and can enroll students from foreign countries also. Market development. Then what the next strategy we can look at? New product and person market. So they have good research in it. Right. we assume that this unit can be used for academic research purpose. That is the main job of a research unit, and a good research unit, and what we expect, developing new products, example, new courses. So they can apply this strategy, new courses. Example, new courses. In the final strategy, that is diversification, that is the most riskiest strategy. New product, new market. So, what do you think about this particular strategy? Can they apply this strategy in Patrice? So, according to information given, they have not yet started any related business or unrelated business, right? As per the information given, they have not invested in any other industry. So they can consider entering into related and into profitable, we will say profitable, no, profitable, related and unrelated industries. So that is the solution we have given. As per the information given, they have not invested in any other industry. They can consider entering into profitable, related and unrelated industries. Right. So we have done this sense of product market expansion grid also. Any other thing we can do? Shall we look at about Porter's generic strategies also? Generic strategies. So you may remember the theory part, Porter's generic strategies. So what the application of Porter's generic strategies? So we look at about theory part first. Right, we look at about this generic strategies. You know about generic strategies. What about cost leadership strategy? Is there any opportunity for them to use this cost leadership strategy? So what we expected under this cost leadership strategy actually? We are trying to become the lowest cost producer in the industry as a whole, no, that is our expectations. So, is there any possibility? At the moment they have started the cost reduction program. If you say at present they have started, I will show you that information at present. Sorry, cost reduction, we will say a cost reduction, then I will think cost, I will say, yes. Here see they have faced some issues, cost expected target for revenue cost could not be achieved. Here we will see the when I have requested staff to come up with the cost reduction initiatives. So at present they are planning to apply cost reduction initiative. However, importance of this concept is minimum, I think. So later we will identify that one. Right. Then what the next strategy? That is differentiations. Differentiations. Differentiation strategy. So what we are trying to do under this particular strategy, about differentiations, we try to do that one by offering a unique product, no. So that is the expectations. I think this is the most relevant strategy of a unique product to the market, no. Under this one, of a unique product so unique characteristic is the relevant feature. So at the moment I think this is an area I think they can work. So what are the areas they can look at? One area I think the quality management, they can come up with a good quality management program. Right, quality management program, like example ISOs, they can get the relevant ISO certifications. Then what they can do is they can provide highly qualified lecturers, then highly qualified education material, high quality, we will say high quality education material can be provided. Then good infrastructure, facilities for students, say building with modern building, building with required technology and new technology. Then to the students what they can do is they can give a good digital experience, even good digital experience, digital products, better digital product can be given. Products. So, differentiation strategy applications, then focus strategy, applications, niche strategy, So, in India what we are trying to do is we are trying to concentrate in one or particular segment or niches within the total market. No, I think that may be more suitable for them. They can identify what are the areas they can more focus. So, this may also be relevant for them. Possibility to apply this one also, right. So, they can identify appropriate segment, and can serve in there. For example, say maybe like management or IT, like that they can identify segment, right. So, ideal strategy, what is the ideal strategy? You know that in the focus there are two strategies, cost focus, other one is differentiation focus. I think differentiation focus is the ideal strategy for them. Differentiation focus. You offer unique product in the selected market place. Unique product is offered within the selected market place. So, differentiation focus is the ideal strategy for them. Then then we can look at about the marketing mix variable also quickly. Marketing mix, 4 P's. Products. So, what are the products at the moment they offer? We found that information, undergraduate education, postgraduate education, professional education, short courses. They are offering 4 courses. Then price, we do not have much information on that, but when they pricing, so what are the element they normally look at? Course fees, then so some other information was given regarding the price. This is hostel fees, registration fees, library and visiting fees. These are part of the pricing. fees are part of pricing. Then place, so where they normally offer products, they have 7 branches also. Head office in Colombo 3 and 7 branches in Sri Lanka. Head office in Colombo 3 and 7 branches in Sri Lanka. What they can do, they can cover all over the world. No? They can cover more areas by introducing digital product, digital educational product, digital educational products. Right, that is one options. Then promotions, so they can use conventional advertising media, such as newspapers, in addition they can use some sales promotions, some discount for the courses, sales promotions, then exhibitions, educational exhibitions. They can participate in education exhibitions, in educational exhibitions. Anything else they can use? Further, they can use digital marketing advertising. Can use new digital marketing advertising, things such as social media, web advertisements. These are some examples. Then if you look at 7 P's, what do you think about people? So especially these lecturers will play an important role. Lecturers play an important role. So it is important they should be highly qualified and having experience in teaching and capable of delivering good presentations, good presentations to the students. Then supporting staff should also deliver good service, people. Then processors. What do you think about processors? They should have very efficient processors. Students should not fed up. There should be efficient processors. No, there should be efficient processors, such as students registrations. Then physical evidence, there should be good infrastructure, there should be good infrastructure. Example, suitable modern technological equipment, like multimedia. You can write more. Right here, I just try to identify the key point. Right. So we look at about 7 P's also. Yeah, look at about 7 P's actually, not 4 P's. Finance is also there here. Anything more we can do here in relation to this one? So what are things we have done up to now? SWOT analysis, 5 forces, PESTEL, diamond theory, leadership approach, HR and other issues and recommendations, product life cycle and BCG metrics, then ANSOP product market expansion grid, POTOS generic strategies, then marketing mix applications. Then we have this financial analysis also. I think that's enough, right? So we have done many analysis. I think so. You can work more with this. You can think more other analysis. For example, say strategy formulation. Will say, for example, you can think about Bowman strategy clock. Even you can think about blue ocean and red ocean strategies. That's another area you can think, right? Same thing, right? Here under strategy formulation, I look at about only the POTOS generic strategies, but you can think more tool applications. The value chain, I think, right, the information is not sufficient to do more analysis, but you can try to apply value chain also. Based on your knowledge about the industry, you can apply. I hope I have done a reasonable job for your requirement with the limited time given for me, right. So, normally I have to do this one within 3 maximum 4 hours I can get for this one. Maybe 3 hours is the best time expected from me, but anyway I think I spend more than 4 hours with you to do this analysis. I hope my attempt is valuable for you. Then thank you very much for participating in the session. This video and this document will be uploaded, right. Actually document will be uploaded along with the video. If you have any issue, if you are unable to download, send me an email. My email address is dimuthusuranjana dimuthusuranjana@gmail.com. I will definitely send this back to you, right. Thank you very much.